Welcome. This is Altcoin Day Trading, Cardano, the best daily wave analysis, episode number 6. So today I'm going to take a look at Cardano. We'll see the latest price development and use the Elliott wave indicator as well as the Ichimoku indicator. I'll start with the Ichimoku indicator and then I'll switch to the Elliott wave indicator. So first, I'm going to show you, as always, my disclaimer so that you are aware that there are risks involved in trading. Here's my disclaimer. The link is in the description. And here's my risk warning. And if you're interested in my services, I provide live Elliott wave updates. You will receive 1 to 3 updates a day. Today, I've already done between, I think, 8 or 10. I haven't counted them, but I think it was between at least 5 or 10 and closer to 10 than to 5. So I've done a lot of updates today, and it depends on what I have to do. If I'm all day working, if I have to go outside and see clients, depends on a lot of things. But in a normal day of working, a normal work day, I do a lot of updates, and it's much more than 3. It's probably way above 5 when I really can work. But there are days where I'm away from the computer, where I have to see client, meet people, and then I can, of course, do less updates. And those updates will cost you 20 USD a month. It is on BTC, the wave count. I do the wave count and I give you the important levels on Ichimoku too. Here I should add it that I'm also taking a look at Ichimoku, but mainly the purpose is live Elliott wave updates. But I also talk about Ichimoku because I think it's very useful to use it in conjunction with Elliott wave, because both of them can help. Where there are weaknesses in Elliott wave, there are strengths in Ichimoku, and the weaknesses of Ichimoku are counterbalanced with the strength of Elliott wave. So it's a nice, they fit nicely, very nicely together. At least that's what I think, and that's why I talk about both of them, since I've made that discovery. And if you're interested, you just join my free Telegram group and tell me that you are interested, and I will provide you the instruction on how to become a member. I'm always telling you, and I will repeat myself one more time, Bitcoin is the key, is essential to understand the crypto market, because when Bitcoin starts its bull market, every altcoin will follow, and when Bitcoin starts its bear market, every altcoin will follow too. So if you understand Bitcoin, you understand the crypto market. Now, that being said, let me take a look at Cardano. But first, I'm inviting you to leave me a comment and a like for the free work I'm doing for you. Would be nice if you leave a comment and a like. And now we'll start with Cardano. So first, I'm taking a look at the Ichimoku chart of Cardano. So here we have the Ichimoku chart of Cardano, and several things are important to point out. So the first thing that you see straight away, since it's an equilibrium chart, is that the market right now is bullish. Why is it bullish? Because we are above the cloud. And then you are bullish. You can see it here with my indicator. It says Ichimoku cloud bullish. And that's the first important thing. Then the second thing is with the current price situation is that the super trend has turned bearish. As you can see here, the super trend has turned bearish. And that means that we are right now below the super trend. The super trend above this line, the yellow line and that pink line, whatever color it is, we are below them. And that is bearish. So it tells you that we are in a correction. We are also below the Tenkan Sen, which is this line. Here you have it with dots, just to be such, just that you don't confuse it with the super trend. But we are also below the Tenkan Sen. But the Kijun Sen, that line, is support right now. So we have support from the Kijun Sen and we have support from the upper line of the cloud, which has a name. I'm going to look it up for you. It's called the Senku Span B. Yes, it's the Senku Span B. So we are also about the Senku Span B. And the Senku Span B will be support too. So right now, ADA is looking bullish, Cardano, because we are above the cloud. It's that simple on the 3-hour chart. So we are bullish right now. But if we take a look at the lagging span, that line here, in the past, if we take a look at it, we can see that we were above the cloud, which was extremely bullish, but that we couldn't stay above the cloud and move higher. And right now we dropped below it. So the lagging span has to go above the price again and above the cloud again, and that will be resistance. But that being said, the outlook is bullish. You could have gone long here when we closed above the cloud, which was here. That would have been your entry point when we closed above, or maybe here. If that candle did close above, I'm not sure it did. It could have. Then you could your entry point would have been here. The entry point is when a candle closes above the cloud, you can take a long position, and that happened. I think it happened here already. So that would have been your entry point. And once you have that, you have to know what your exit point is, and your exit point is simply below the cloud, a little below the cloud. So your exit point will be down here. We have the directional movement, which is bullish too, and that's also a bullish indication. I say it is the strength of the market, because the direction movement turns bullish when the trend is well on its way, and normally it doesn't turn bullish at the start of the trend. But right now it's bullish. So Ichimoku is looking good, and if you can stay above the cloud and the stop loss does not get hit, we should be expecting higher prices. If it gets hit, you have to go out and try again later, or maybe take a short position if Elliott tells you that there's a possibility that we go lower. And now, since we have talked about the Ichimoku chart, I'm going to talk with you about the 8-wave chart. So I'll start with the 1 day. And just to go over here, you had the correction. And then you started an impulse for wave 1, 2, 3, and 4. And up here 5, which topped the wave 1. And since you did top for wave 1 up here, you started a correction down here. And the correction right now could be over. So we're going to take a look at that. And we also are close to its fourth wave. So a correction should, there's a high probability that a correction ends in the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree. So that's here, and that's what happened. So now we're going to take a look at the correction of wave 2, this wave. And I'm going to zoom in first at the 3-hour chart. Here we have the 3-hour chart with wave 5 up there. If I zoom out, you will see that there's a 1 on top of it. Over there is the 1. It's not at the right place. That's because it moves around when I switch time frames. And here you have the wave 2 down here. The correction is composed of a W, an X wave, a Y wave, with the Y wave also being 3 waves in the A, B, C, and it was a zigzag since the A wave was a 5-wave move and the C wave was also a 5-wave move, even if I can't label it. So that's a zigzag. Then we had a C wave. The C wave also is composed of 3 waves, an A, B, and C. And the C wave has 5 waves in it, as you can see. So now I'm going to zoom in and show you the last part of the chart. To do that, I'll switch to the 1-hour chart. I'm going to zoom it out, and we're going to talk about the last move. So up here you have your X wave, and down here you will have your Z wave. So let me zoom out so that you can see that. So here you have your Z wave, and that could be the final wave of the correction, if this labeling is correct. So now let me take a look at the internals. As you can see, the X wave is composed of 3 waves, an A, B, C, and the C wave, as always, has 5 waves in it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you have a triangle in the wave 4, and then wave 5 into its top. And once we have done that, we are in the process of accomplishing wave Z, which is composed of an A, B, C. The A wave was impulsive, and the C wave is impulsive, so it's a zigzag. And the B wave is, of course, B waves, as always. Here, the final wave was an ending diagonal, which means that wave 4 entered the price territory of wave 1. And now I'm even going to zoom in a little more, just to show you the final wave count a little better. Here we have the final wave count from wave C bottom, and we are going to talk about that last impulse wave. By that I mean that it has 5 waves in it. So the last impulse wave right now is labeled as a 1, 2, and then somewhere up here you will get higher, you will get a 3. And wave 3 from the 2 bottom here is composed of an impulse wave. I put 1, 2, and a 3 up here. And the 3 wave is extended. And now we are accomplishing wave 4 correction. This is one way of labeling it, but a different labeling could be possible. So the different labeling would be that I put a wave 1 here, a wave 2 down here, a wave 3 maybe here, 3, and a wave 4 here, and a wave 5 here, which would mean that we only did wave 1. And in that case, you get a wave 2 that can go lower. By that, I mean, if it's the second labeling, we could retrace up to 100%. It means we can go down to 10686, and the weight count would be still viable. But if it's the labeling that I did put on the chart, not by handwriting, but the labeling that you first saw, if it's that labeling, we only can retrace down to 1.1695. So that's the difference, because wave 4 cannot enter the price territory of wave 1. So that's the difference. Both the labeling are possible. I for now have this labeling on, but if price tells me to switch, I will. And the final verdict for the first, the labeling you see right now is this level, 1.1695. And for the second label, the final verdict is 1.06869. So that's the difference between both those labeling. Both of them are possible. I'm favoring this one a little, but the other one could be in play. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to join my free Telegram group, just to have a second way of communicating with me if something happens, if I can't post any more videos on YouTube or anything else happens. It's always good to have a second way of communicating with me. Have a nice day and see you maybe tomorrow for an update of a different altcoin. And then maybe next week, I'll talk again once about Bitcoin. Bye-bye.